What up, everybody? It's Juggalotus with Faygoluvers on the phone today with none other than Battleaxe Warrior himself, Adlib. So what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, everybody? How you guys feeling?
We're doing good, man. Doing good. So you're out on tour right now, chilling over on the West Coast, from what I hear.
Yeah, I'm out on the Midnight Riders tour with Wild Card and Overtime. We're just we're about midway through the West Coast leg of the tour, and then starting I guess in 2 weeks we'll be hitting the East Coast and the Midwest. So
Very nice, very nice. And the fan response so far, how's that been for you out there?
it's been great, man. We just finished up the Washington dates last night. We're out here in the peninsula in Port Angeles, and it was beautiful. It was great. Tonight we'll be in Portland, and then got 4 or 5 Cali dates. So yeah, so far it's been great, man. It's been great. I feel like every time out it's building. It's great to see everybody coming out and just having a good time, you know.
Very nice, for sure. You do a lot of work with the Battleaxe Warriors, of course, Mad Child, Rob the Viking, that whole, click on there. I noticed the new album coming out at the end of the month. You have Matt on there as a featured artist. What's it been like working with them? I know they're making a lot of noise, and especially with them being able to come down with Swollen and tour recently, it's picking up a lot more here in the U.S. again. What's it been like working with them?
Wow, it's a blessing, man. I met Mad working with him on a track called Worldwide Ink that I did for a Bad Intentions album. We became close, became friends, and I was honored and didn't blink an eye getting involved with Battleaxe Warriors. It's been a blessing. Working with Rob is incredible, man. He's such a talented producer. He's really one of my very favorite producers. So yeah, going in and working with them for this record as well. I couldn't be more happy,
Definitely.
And the movement itself is a positive. It's a strong movement across the board. Just meeting people city to city. I've been all throughout Canada and all throughout the U.S. and even in Europe. Just seeing the reaction and being able to have that kind of family vibe, man. And you guys know so much about that as well. It's just like having the family out there and just feeling like you're out there with your fam.
Definitely, for sure. I know that there's a lot of parallels between, the Battle Axe movement and what ICP's done with their fan base and the Juggalos. And, it's definitely everybody's kind of shaking hands on the underground, which is kind of nice. It's one of the few times where movements have met and coincided instead of conflicted. So it's definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that everybody kind of on that level, like within our scene, everybody kind of supports each other and really holds each other down. It's a beautiful thing, technicians and juggalos and all the Cottonmouth fans and just across the board, man. It's a beautiful scene. Everybody comes out having a good time, having a blast, and treating each other as equals.
Definitely. And have you noticed an increase in, let's say, your Juggalo fan base on these tours as compared to some of the tours that you've done in the past?
Well, I feel like I've always kind of got love, man, because I've always, treated everyone with open arms. You know what I'm saying? I got love across the board. So I feel like I've always kind of been blessed on that side of things. I started off doing hardcore shows in PA and ever since the beginning in Philly, even before I was touring, I think Jedi Mind has always got love on that side of things too. So a lot of my first tours were going out with Jedi, and then obviously with Danny Diablo going out with Shop Lockers and the whole Ill Rock crew. So I think that we've always kind of had that love, and like you were saying, with parallel kind of crew, squads and stuff. So
Definitely, for sure. With the Battle Axe Warriors movement, I know that Battle Axe is putting out a lot of stuff now. I know Mad's really, jumped up his game and getting that out. Do you foresee any plans in the future for a Swollen Members super group from that movement? And if so, are you going to be involved in that?
Oh well, you know what I'm saying. That would be that's for the fans and for the the supporters to decide. I think for surely Matt and Slain have a group, Supreme Villain.
Yep.
I know that album is going to be incredible. I think that's almost a super group, just the two of those kind of like heavyweights, heavy getting in there together. But yeah, of course, I'd always be down, man. I'd always down. I think we have an amazing squad, Swollen, Slain, myself, UG, just across the board. I think that we got some heavy hitters, man.
Oh, for sure. No doubt with that. Now, a lot of the fans in, our fan base might know your name. They might have seen you at a show. But coming from PA, especially coming out to the West Coast here, a lot of people have been asking, questions about you, your background, where you came from, early influences, things of that nature. So this question is about your early influences. Like, what kind of guided you into hip hop and rap? Was there any major groups? Was it more of the R&B scene that brought you in? Was your background in metal? I know there's a lot of crossover, especially with like Kung Fu and Mr. Gray, that they came from a metal background and crossed over into hip hop, which is really a unique way to go. But for you, what was your major early influence coming into hip hop?
It's a great question, man. Well, as far as influences, I would say that I knew I wanted to be an MC and I wanted to do this for a living. When I went to in 1993, I went to see House of Pain, Cypress Hill, Hooligans, and Funk Dubious in Philadelphia. That show itself changed my life. Within a few months of that, I also got to see Wu-Tang in a very small club right outside of Philadelphia. I guess it was a little bit before that, because I believe it was right before 36 Chambers dropped. And those two concerts kind of changed my life. I knew that I wanted to. That's all I wanted to do. As far as performing, though, yeah, I had a lot of hardcore influence. Back around the Philadelphia area, there wasn't a lot of chances when I was young. When I was 15, 16, there wasn't any kind of underage showcases or anything like that I could get into as far as an MC. So I would go to hardcore shows and stuff in high school, and a lot of my buddies were in bands and stuff like that. So I'd go to the hardcore shows, and they would let me get up there and spit. And I just stuck with it, man. I just believed in myself, and I just knew I wanted to be. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on stage, So.
For sure. More current influences, now that you've been in the game for, a long time, has your taste evolved and grown? Are the influences still the same? What have you picked up along the way as far as groups that maybe you look up to or want to kind of follow a path that they've set? Or, because like ICP is one that, everybody looks up to because of how they marketed themselves and how they've done business and how they've done things. More current, who do you look up to and try to, follow maybe their example, maybe not to the T, but follow their example for what you have coming up in the future?
Right. Well, I think, I think you hit it on the head. Like guys like Tech-9, ICP, Twisted, obviously from Jedi Mind Tricks and Lakoka, and groups like that are independent and that are Battle Axe Records and Sub Noise and Strange Music and Psychopathic and independent labels, Rhyme Sayers, that are just doing things their way. They're not conforming. They're not doing a certain sound to get picked up by majors or anything like that. They're taking the ball and running with it and doing it their own way.
For sure.
that's really the inspiration for me on any level, especially working with Sensi Star. It's an independent label out of Philadelphia. It's all my brothers, it's all my family. So that's what we draw our inspiration from, is guys who have done it and built an empire themselves, doing it their way, and supporting the people that support them, and giving quality music and giving quality product, from packaging to sonically, having mixing and mastering done right, and the packaging looking right, and guys that care about the craft and care about the art.
For sure. Now, along that same line, because I like to get insight from veterans in the business. For the younger people coming in, with the internet and the availability to record a track in your, garage and put it out that night on the internet, what do you think is most important for those young guys to understand about the business, to be successful, to get on these national tours, to do the things that you've done, and the people that look up to you? What would you say to them as far as marketing and doing things right? Because you did mention getting into the right studios, getting the right mixing and mastering. What do you think they need to do outside of just putting out music? Because you get a lot of guys, they put out 20, 30 tracks a month, and just innovate the business. What would you say to them to maybe guide them in the right direction?
You gotta, I think first and foremost, you gotta know that if this is if making music is something you want to do as a hobby, just as because there's an artist inside you, or if you have that artist inside you and you also want this to be your career and to maintain your your well-being and stuff like that. And if that's the case, then you have to look at it as such, and you have to you have to approach it like you would starting any other business. If you're a roofer, you're gonna have to have your tools, and you're gonna have to have your truck, and you're gonna have the skill, and you're gonna have people that can help you in the team. So you have to approach it as such, and be able to wear different hats, and be your own manager, and be your own booking agent, and and do all those different things. They're all important. So you can't just make music and expect to overnight pay your rent and jump on tours and stuff like that. I think you have to be willing to pay dues, and you have to be willing to carry boxes and sell merch, and sleep at travel stops. And you know what I mean? Like, you have to be willing to do that for a long time before, and if you're able to get to the point where you can pay your bills and take care of your family.
Right.
So you have to sacrifice, you know what I mean? To sacrifice. And I think the three things like that I would tell, and that I always tell young MCs, I think that, or anybody, producers, whatever the case, I think the three things that you need the most are to be original, to be disciplined, and just to be confident. You know what I mean? Confident with yourself, and to have confidence. Because if you don't, if you doubt yourself, then other people are going to doubt you as well.
Definitely, for sure. And I always try to tell people, because I get a lot of people asking me specifically the same question. And my number one thing is invest in yourself. You get a lot of cats that aren't willing to put in the money or the effort or the time to do it right. And, for me, that's kind of where, guys like you and guys like Mad Child and, all these guys that have come up and made it, they've invested in themselves. And that's, definitely, sound advice. Along the same lines with the internet releases, how do you feel about, it's easy to get the music out there nowadays, but, with CD sales, basically being strictly at shows and merch tables, I can go on iTunes and download a full album today and not have anything to hold on to. As an old school fan, I still go out and buy albums because I love the albums, and everything that goes into it. What are your thoughts on the marketplace now and how it's shifted into more of a electronic media, vice handheld media, handheld CD?
Yeah, and it's I guess it's a gift and a curse, right?
Definitely.
It's tough to say. You have to come up with now. I think it's important for guys to come up with original ways and different ways to promote themselves. I think that it forces the artist to be on the road. Some guys who maybe in the past relied strictly on just going to the studio and releasing the music, and maybe touring once every year or every 2 years, forcing them to get out on the road more. But it's good and bad. Like, people are gonna. I think the true supporters are always gonna support you. They're gonna come to your show, and they're gonna want the hard copy, and you're not gonna be able to avoid people stealing the music at this point in the game. Like, if somebody wants the music, they're gonna get it. We just did an all ages show yesterday, and so many kids. You could, they have the songs. They have the records. Like, and they didn't buy it. And they think it's, to a 15-year-old, it's like a ridiculous thought to even buy music.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, music is free. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why would I buy it? So, but it's a gift and a curse, because the music gets out there that much more. There's that many more outlets. You get one placement on a site like yours, and there's 10, 15, 20, 100 blogs and stuff that just take, you know what I mean? Take information, and so your music gets shared a lot quicker, and so that, I guess it's, like I said, it's a gift and a curse, right?
Definitely, for sure. Now, you're on tour right now. You've been on tour for a little bit, and you're going to continue for a little while longer. The new album drops on the 28th. What can you tell people about the new album by what you've done in the past? Like, how has it changed? How is it going to be the same with slight differences? Is it going to be completely different for your fans? What can you tell them about the new album?
Well, I can say this sonically, it is levels above anything that I've ever done before. So if anybody, I think that anybody who has supported me in the past, I think they're gonna love this record. I'm hoping that it's their favorite record, but I also think that I'm gonna gain a new audience as well. That's gonna come in and appreciate the quality, the packaging, everything top to bottom, the production, features. It was very, very picky with this album. There's very few features. There's only 10 tracks, so it's a short listen. It's in and out, and I think it flows, man. I'm really proud of it. I'm very excited. I definitely, like I said, I think it's my best record. Having Rob the Viking kind of built the beats that Rob brought to the table. We kind of used those as the foundation for the record, and kind of built the record around it. And I think that works. I wrote a lot of the album while I was on the road. So I did like 150 shows last year. Year's not even over yet. I'm probably going to crack 200. So I've been on the road a lot. I wrote pretty much the album while I was on the road. And being that it's on Sensi Star, and I'm part of the label, we have we're doing all the right things. So the videos are going to be great. Everything top to bottom. I think it's going to be taken with open arms. I'm hopeful.
Very nice. Kind of, on the same vein of, music and getting stuff released that we talked about a few minutes ago. What are your thoughts on the FBI situation with Juggalos?
That's wild, huh?
It is, right?
Yeah, I mean, man, at this point, right, they say, like, anybody over, anything over 5 people, they call it a gang, like-minded people. It's ridiculous, and, definitely unwarranted. But, it's something that's not, it's something that wasn't going to be able to be avoided. When you guys have, when you grow constantly year to year, and, it just draws attention, and you can't avoid that.
Bound to happen eventually, right?
Yeah, them dudes, they're watching everybody. So, they're looking for a reason, man. Looking for a reason at all times.
Definitely.
It's been going for years. You guys got undercovers dressing up, and then this, that, and the third, and it's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, for sure. I know we've seen Swollen out at the Gathering. I know Mad Child's done stuff out at the Gathering. Of course, Subnoise is out at the Gathering every year. Is Adlib coming to the Gathering?
Man, I would love. I I've tried to get on. I've tried to get on the last 2 years. I sent stuff in, and I don't know if I was getting into the right hands. And but yeah, I would love to. I would love to. So, as soon as I get that call, I'm going to be there. That's for certain.
Very nice. This is it, man. I do like 20 minutes with an artist, so I'm gonna give you the last couple of minutes to say whatever you need to your fans, to our fans. Projects you have coming up, things you have in the works, maybe little insights into things that people might not know. And yeah, that's it, man. So give you the last couple of minutes, see what you got to say.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Everybody can follow the social sites. My Instagram and my Twitter are Adlib76. The label and website that we're pushing all of our music through is sensystar.com. It's star with 2 R's. Yeah, man. I'm excited for the new record. I hope everybody goes out and grabs it. October 28th, Sensi Star Records. It's called The Highway. I have features with Mad Child. Feature with Shabam Sadiq. I have a feature with UG from the Cellar Dwellers. Production from Rob the Viking, Ali Arms. Nothing but love to everybody out there, man. All the Battleaxe Warriors, all the Battleaxe Dimes, all the Juggalos, all the technicians. You know what it is, man. Much love.
Definitely appreciate it, man. This is Juggalotus with Faygoluvers on the phone, like I said, with Battleaxe Warrior himself, Adlib. I appreciate you taking the time out of your show to talk to us, man. And hit us with the album. I'll review it for you. That's, one of the things I do. So we'll get a review done of that album and get it out to our fans as well. So thank you so much again for taking time. And, yeah, we look forward to hearing from you in the future, man.
Thank you so much. Keep it safe, man.
All right, bro. Peace.